on YouTube to start the broadcast, and I am live now. Finally, I made it, guys, on Instagram. So I'm going to be delivering the webinar through YouTube. So if you guys want to join me here, it's 100% free. All you have to do is go to my link in bio and tap the first option, and you will find me there. Okay. So I see you all in YouTube in a bit. Bye. Okay. Now it's working. YouTube is here. I'm just going to give it a couple minutes. See if more people join in here. Let's hope for it. Let us wait a little bit. Okay. Should I get started here? Hi again on Instagram. It seems YouTube is not properly working and helping me out today in delivering the webinar. So I will be doing it here on Instagram. I'm trying to broadcast as well on YouTube. I have no clue if this is going to stick or not. So the webinar today is about how you can work with your auras in order to start changing your life, to magnetize the things that you actually want to have in your life and stop attracting the things that you do not want in your life. And I'm going to be going over several things, and I'm going to give you tips and advices on how to do that for yourself, even if you're not energy readers, or if you have no background in energy healing even. You don't really need it to apply the things that I'm going to be sharing here with you guys today. And at the end of today, I am going to open up for bookings on aura readings with a discount. Okay, so that's where the webinar is going to end today. So just to give it a little bit of a head start, I would just like to share with you guys where I'm coming from and who I am and how I ended up being here. Because for some of you, this is all new. So my name is Soraya, and by training, I'm actually a biologist, in which I have PhD. But after my PhD, I decided to try out a new path and really dive deeper into energy healing and readings. And I started out by learning. Well, I was already doing meditation and energy healing on myself, but as a way to use this to really help others, I started doing it by learning how to read auras. And I've been doing it for a few years now. So this was my very, very first skill that I acquired to help others. And I started using it to read you guys here. And as I just went through this path and I learned and I got more experience, then I found a way to make them even more impactful, to create more change in our life, in your life. So that's how I got here to the point that I am. And I've been worked a lot with aura reading, so I actually know how to do them properly, the impact they have on you, and I've got a lot of results from my clients. But before we dive into that, first things first. And today I wanted to share with you how your aura can change your life. Okay. Um, so let us start by thinking if our aura can change our lives, there's already something very important in there, something that we usually do not pay attention to, but is very impactful in our lives, and that is our aura. And we do not pay attention to it because we don't really see it with our physical eyes, with the exception of a few people who can actually see auras with their eyes. Most of us don't. And so we kind of tend to forget about it, forget that we have an aura, forget how to work with it, how to use it, how to go about it, like, how much information is in there that can actually help us or can actually help us change our life. And that's what we're here doing today. I'm going to share with you how to use it and really how to use that information to start applying it in your life and start creating change. So let us start by the basics. What is an aura? I'd like to hear some comments here, whether you're on Instagram or on YouTube. Drop me your comments. What is an aura to you? What is your definition of aura? I'm going to share with you my definition, what I know to be true, because I've worked with them for so long. So an aura is an energy field. It's like a bubble that is around you and is made of energy. It's made just a little bit more, not just energy, because energy can be a very broad concept, but it is sort of like a bubble, a magnet around you that holds your physical body in place. It allows you to have this structure of the physical body, okay? And it's a part of you. It really is a part of who you are. It's not just something that's there to protect who you are, okay? And it's made of several different bodies. Your aura is made of 7 different layers. Your physical body is just one of it, and it stays right in the center of your aura, but then there are other layers to it. So you have the etherical body, the emotional, the mental, the astral, the spiritual, the cosmic, and the nirvanic. Okay, and all of these bodies are compressed together inside what we call your aura. And as you can see, there's a lot more to you than just your physical body. And all of this information that is inside of your aura, it is so important, it is so relevant, so important to work with it. And if you really dive into this work of trying to find out how your aura can help you tap into those things, transform those things, you can really start magnetizing stuff into your life that you haven't been doing before, okay? So basically your aura is made of energy, but if you just listen to what I said right now, you have an emotional body and you have a mental body. So whichever work you do at an emotional or mental level, you are already working on shifting the frequency of your aura, okay? In whichever area of your life that you're working on yourself, at some level you are working in your aura and you are changing the frequency of your aura as well. So guys, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of our aura? If I'm going too fast, please drop me a comment and let me know, and I will slow down for you. But the purpose of the aura is not just one, actually. There are several reasons as to why we have an aura. Well, the first one is that it allows us to have a physical body, the structure of the physical body, okay? If we did not have the aura like we do, the structure of our physical body would be different. So your aura contains a body. It's not the body that has an aura. Whole you, which is the entire aura, and then it has a physical body at its center. It also has other purposes, one of them being that it links you to the energetic matrix of the universe, okay? So everything around the energy grid or energetic matrix in your aura makes sure that you're connected to that matrix, that you just don't fall out of that matrix. It allows you to exchange energy with the people around you, from your surroundings, okay? And it is really a magnet for the things that you attract into your life and the things that you experience in your life. It all comes through your aura because the aura is your magnet. So it has a really, really important role in which experiences you are going through. And if you do not like the experiences you're going through, chances are that there's something in your aura that needs to be shifted. Okay. Apart from all of that, your aura really is a registry. Maybe you've heard this fancy word before, Akashic Records. But it's nothing more than records of everything you have ever thought, felt, experienced, went through, beliefs that you have, memories that you have in all lives and dimensions. So all of that can be really accessed through your aura, okay? And you do have access to it. Even if you're not an energy reader, you do have access to all of that information that is inside of your aura because your aura is you, is part of you. So there is no way that you do not get to have access to yourself, okay? So you do have access to all the information that's in your aura. It's not just an energy reader or healer that has information that can take that information from you and bring it forward. So if your aura has all of these purposes, if it has so many different functions, then, whoop, oh my God, my earphone fell off. If it has so many purposes, then you already see how important your aura is, how much it can affect your entire life, okay? In so many different areas, in so many different levels, it can really have a very profound impact in our life. And if we learn how to work with it, if we learn how to use it, if we learn how to shift it into attracting the things that we really want for our life, then everything becomes easier for us. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here today, is to help you really tap into the frequency of your aura here and find out how to transform it, how to shift it, how to translate it, and how to really align it and start magnetizing the thing that you truly desire into your life. So there's a lot of impact there. If your aura is not in its correct form, in its correct frequency, you will be attracting things into your life that are not really the things that you want to live through, that you do not want to experience. So it's really important to become aware of it. But if your aura has so much information in it, so much, what type of information do you think it can be accessed through there? I already gave you some tips, but I would like to hear what you have to say. So drop me what in the comment box what you believe that can be accessed through your aura. If you had a reading with me before, you know it can be accessed through your aura because we go over so many things. We start off by having a look at higher self information. So you can really figure out why are you going through the challenges that you're going through right now. You can understand what is the higher purpose for that, what it is that you have to focus on, which direction is your higher self pushing you towards, where does it want to take you, where are the alignment, what's the alignment, are you in alignment with your higher self, do you communicate with your higher self, how much of it do you listen to, your soul contracts, you can really take them apart and see what they're there for, what they're trying to do. You can understand how your past lives impact you or create patterns in your life. You can tap into limiting beliefs, see your consciousness stage, pick apart your chakra blocks. Like there's so much stuff in there. Anything about yourself can be accessed through your aura. And you can do it too. You can access it yourself, okay? So basically what you get from your aura is not only that you find blocks, but you also get guidance on how to dissolve them or on what you need to focus on, what you need to do next. So when you combine these two types of information, so you know what the blocks are, you know how to shift it, you know what to focus on, then what you get is proper information on how to shift your frequency of your aura and how to shift your life, okay? You get to know through the information of your aura, you get to know what needs to go, what you need to focus on, which frequencies need to be shifted. And that is how you know how your aura can change your life. That's how you can work with it to change your life, literally. So it's really, really important that your aura maintains its integrity, its physical form. And to do that, we really of certain things. There are general things that I'm going to share a few with you here that are really important for our aura. First one is to remove ourselves from environments that have a lot of chemicals or smoke, because all of that causes punctures and holes in our aura, and those need to be repaired, because if you do have a rupture in our aura, you're more susceptible to attracting frequencies in there that are not yours. And once they are in your aura, then you will start magnetizing a life and experiences which are not really yours. Okay, they are from that energy that you're picking up through those holes and gaps. Another thing you can do to really keep the integrity of your aura is to cleanse it. You can cleanse it by burning some sage or Palo Santo. You can really try incense, any healing technique, okay, any low frequency releasing technique. You can do that too. But from my point of view and from what I have experienced with my clients, and I'm here to share that with you, my experience tells me that when you do everything with a more conscious point of view, then you're really able to create more results for yourself. So when you know where things are coming from, when you understand consciously the real reasons why things are happening the way they are happening to you, and what it is that you need to shift your perception to and really start acting on from a higher perspective point of view, that's when things start changing for you and start changing in your life. So burning sage, Palo Santo, all of these things, they help you maintain the integrity of your aura, but they don't necessarily give you the awareness of the things that are in there and that you need to transform and shift, okay? So today here with you, I'm going to be sharing 3 different topics, and I'm going to tell you how you can use them, how you can figure out the whys and all of that, even if you're not an energy reader. I'm going to show you 3 topics, which are soul contracts, limiting beliefs, and chakra blocks. And I'm going to go over on how to identify them and really how to release them. So let's go with the first one, soul contracts. We are social beings, and relationships are very, very important in our life. And I do get a lot of questions around relationships and how to shift relationships. And I always go back to the same thing. Soul contracts are so important. It is so important for you to know what it is, the soul contract that you have with a specific person, okay? And when I say soul contract, the only thing I really mean is that you're here to show something to that person will show you something in return. And when you become aware of what it really is, and you start operating the dynamics of the relationship from that point of view, things really shift in your relationship. And I don't mean just romantic relationships, because you have a soul contract with everyone that you have met ever in your life, okay? So any person that you have come across with in this lifetime, you have a soul contract with them. And I'm going to show you here how you can identify your soul contract with this person and how you can try and shift it around to create more harmony in your life and in your relationship. So here we go. Unfortunately, we learn better through being triggered. Okay, we only decide that we have to do something about whatever's not going right. We don't really tend to focus on, oh, I'm going to fix what's going correctly for me. No, we always fix on what is going wrong. And that means that a lot of the soul contracts we have are here to trigger us. They trigger us in order to help us realize that there's something there we're not seeing. However, our tendency is really just to feel, oh, this person's triggering me. So I'm just going to walk away, or I'm going to respond in a way that it makes me upset. So I'm just going to, respond from a bad place because you're upset, and you don't really engage on the real purpose of the contract that you have. And for as long as you do not fulfill that purpose, that you don't really look at it from the correct standpoint, you're not able to harmonize the relationship. Okay, you're not able to be reminded of what it is that that person is there to remind you of. And there's a tendency for, whenever you do not go about it in the right, correct perspective in the relationship, there's always a tendency for you to be more and more triggered. So the person will start acting by exaggeration in order to show you that there's something over there that needs fixing, healing. There's something you need to understand about that relationship. So most of our soul contracts, and the most important soul contracts that we have at this moment, is with the people who trigger us the most. We do not like it, but that's just how it is. The people who trigger you the most are the most important soul contracts that you have at this very moment, and those are the ones that you want to look at and you want to figure out what is the higher purpose of that soul contract. Hi, everybody who's joining me. So how do you identify what's the purpose of that soul contract that is triggering you? You really need to look at what it is that that person is triggering you on. Okay. I have a comment here. I have a request. Would you kind of save it for later as well? I'm not sure what you mean, Mishra. If you have a question about what I'm saying here, you can just drop it in the comments and I will reply you. Okay. So first, look at the people who are really triggering you. Second, look at how they trigger you. Okay. Sometimes, I'm just going to give a few examples here. I already shared one of these in my previous webinar, but sometimes we have people in our life that push us to do something, that want to push us to move forward. And to us, our perspective is, oh my God, that person is really pushy and I don't like it, okay? But that person is pushing you for a reason. And that is where you will find the reason for your soul contract with that person, okay? Another example, someone who really talks a lot and that really gets on your nerves, that the person is constantly talking. That is your trigger, and the reason why, the reason behind it for your contract, you have to look at the trigger specifically. Okay, so these are just a couple of triggers here that I'm giving you an example on. Yes, this video will be saved on my Instagram, so you guys can access it later. Anyway, let's continue here. So for the person who talks a lot and is triggering you, as an example, let's take that one. You have to try and look at that trigger from a different angle. Okay, what could that person possibly be trying to show you that is not about making you feel upset? It's not about making you feel angry, but it's about helping you. Okay, that person who talks a lot is probably just trying to show you that you need to speak up more or more clearly. Okay, the person who is pushing you hard is probably just trying to encourage you, to make you see that you can push yourself harder and still hit your goals. Okay? The person who keeps arguing with you because, I don't know, you don't have a social life, maybe that person is trying to encourage you to be more social. Okay? So this is how you figure out your soul contract with someone else that is present in your life right now and that is triggering you. The things that you need to understand from these triggers is that they have a higher purpose, and the higher purpose is not to get you upset. It's not to get you angry. It's not to force you. It's to make you realize that there's a higher goal behind it. And the higher goal can be, well, it's actually always in regards to making yourself stand up to the best version of you. Okay? It's never about pushing you down. It's always about making you stand up and become the person who you really want to be, who you're really here meant to be. Okay. So all these people out there who are triggering you, who are pushing your buttons, have nothing but your best interest in mind. This might be a hard one to swallow, but it's true. Everyone out there who is triggering you, they are pushing you to become better. Okay. So let us all start looking at things from this perspective and really forgive them and not hold it against them instead. Okay. So now that you can really see, or you have to experiment with this a little bit, but you find the trigger and you try to see what is this trigger trying to get me to be or to do. Okay. And that is the higher purpose of the contract with that person. And once you figure that out and you start interacting from that point of view with the person, things change. They just change in the relationship and the dynamics of the relationship. The moment that you understand a person who talks a lot is just trying to show you that you need to communicate more or more clearly, then you will start putting in the effort. Then you recognize the purpose of it. You will not be triggered by it anymore. Okay? It's like magic. You start taking on the work. You see, that person's trying to help me communicate better, more clearly. So let me try and do that. And the moment you start doing that, the dynamics of the relationship with that person starts to become better. You get less triggered. You're able to communicate more effectively. You learn. You become your best version. Okay? So with every trigger, if you take action on it, if you understand the real reasons, you take action on it, you become the best version of you. Oh my God, poor connection. Do you guys still hear me? Do you see me? I was getting a message here saying I have a poor connection. Internet's not really cooperating with my live events lately. I don't know what to do about it anymore, but I think I got the connection back, so I'm just going to continue here. So you see the higher perspective, the higher point of view. You start applying it in your life and in your relationships, and your relationships start to manifest more harmony because you shifted something inside of you that needed to become aligned with the type of relationships you want to create. So these triggers that come through soul contracts, they are like a message that says, hey, you want to have harmony in your relationships, but in order for you to have harmony in your relationships, you need to look at this trigger that says you need to communicate more effectively if you want to reach that vision of relationship you want in your life. And the moment that you allow yourself to start doing it or trying to do it, you're allowing yourself to become that version that has those type of relationships that are in harmony, in alignment with you. And in that moment, you shift your aura, and your aura will start to magnetize people into your life who are more in alignment with the type of relationships that you want to have in your life. Okay, so this is one way in which you can work with soul contracts through your aura and shift the frequency on your aura to start attracting and magnetizing things for your life that are more in alignment with you. Okay, this one goes about relationships. But there are other ways, and there's so much information in our aura, so much. Another thing that you can access through your aura and really try and use it to shift your frequency and to start manifesting and attracting things into your life that are of your highest good and from your perspective of your highest good as well, is limiting beliefs. We have acquired so many limiting beliefs throughout our lives and through our childhood. And the moment that those are incorporated in your subconscious, you just start mechanically acting based on those, and the frequency of your aura will then start attracting those things because they are inside of your aura at some level. So the big magnet that is your aura will bring all that stuff back to you. So for example, if you believe as a child, there's a lot of incidents that happen with us as a child, and children have the tendency to see things in black and white. So it's either you love me or you don't. Either you're with me or you're not. Okay, and we make a lot of assumptions as children, and among those there are some like whenever I build something, I will not get credit for it. I'll get dismissed for it. So what's the point in trying? You can see how that incorporates in your aura. And the moment that it's there, you just start not wanting to take action to conquer, to reach goals, to materialize, because subconsciously you're always thinking, what's the goal? There's no recognition. There's no satisfaction. I'm not going to feel the way that I want to, so I'm not even going to try. Okay. So that will be a subconscious mechanism operating inside of you, keeping you from actually taking the steps that will lead you in the direction of your goals and dreams. That's just one example of how a limiting belief from a childhood can impact your entire life, because that limiting belief is carved in your energy, in your aura, and it will just be magnetizing experiences where you will have the opportunity to take action to manifest your dreams, but you won't take it because you feel it's not worth it. Okay. There's limiting beliefs around everything, work, relationships, and sometimes they're translated into more than one area of our life. So it's really important to find them and release them in order to start applying, attracting and manifesting more aligned experiences with ourselves. In the moment that we shift a limiting belief, we are shifting the frequency of our aura, and therefore we will attract different experiences. So how do you identify limiting beliefs from a conscious space? It's not as hard as you think. Has anyone here ever tried to identify a bunch of limiting beliefs? Drop me a comment wherever you are, YouTube or Instagram. I'm live in both places right now. I'm going to give you an example, but I would like to hear if you have ever done this. You pick any topic at all. We can pick, for example, I'm going to go with something that's not so important, but it can be translated into any area of your life. I'm going to go with phone, my mobile phone. Okay. I'm picking a theme, my mobile phone. I'm going to pick a pen and paper. I'm going to write mobile phone, and then underneath that, I'm going to write everything I believe about mobile phones, whether that is positive or negative, because being positive or negative is only a matter of perception and judgment from our own lenses, okay? Our beliefs are not necessarily true to someone else because someone else has different lenses. They see reality through different scopes. So I'm going to write everything that I believe about my mobile phone. I'm going to write mobile phones are useful. Mobile phones make me upset when they are slow. Mobile phones should be big because then I can see things clearly on the screen. Mobile phones, sometimes I need them and they don't work. Sometimes I need the support from them and they're going to be slow and not going to be able to help me deliver things. Sometimes the internet's not going to work. I believe that my mobile data plan is not enough because I always spend all my data and I never reach the end of the month. Okay, every single belief you have around that topic, you write it down, all of them, whether you consider them positive or negative. And then you have to think about, okay, so this is what I believe about my mobile phone, but I want a new one. I want a mobile phone that's more in alignment with me. So I'm going to go through the list and I'm going to find out which one of those beliefs are not supportive of my new phone. Because if I want a phone that works fast and delivers, I cannot have the belief that my phone is slow and is going to get in my way rather than be supportive of me sharing my message with the world. Does that make sense for you guys? You have to see which beliefs you have and find out which ones are supportive of you reaching your desire or not. And the ones that are not supportive of you reaching your desire, those are the ones you need to shift around so that you can magnetize exactly what you desire into your life. And how can you shift limiting beliefs around? Anybody has an idea? Drop me a message. I'd like to hear your well, in this case, read your comments in the text box. That would be awesome. My way of releasing limiting beliefs from a conscious space without using energy readings or energy cleanses with very specific techniques like I do for my clients. So the way that you can do it, I'm hearing here by flipping them, I guess. Yes, you can flip them. You can take the approach of repeating it to yourself so many times until you start to believe the new thing, that phones are supportive and will help you deliver the message. And just repeat it on loop, okay? You will rewire your brain to that. Or you can just look back and find evidence in your life where there was this moment in time where you needed to deliver a message and your phone was supportive of you and helped you do it, okay? You can look back in your life for evidence of the opposite. That is enough to create doubt in your brain that your current belief is actually true. So it creates space to shift that belief around. And you can also set the intention of releasing that limiting belief and look at it through love and compassion. You can literally look at that piece of paper that you've just written, look at the limiting belief that you have right in front of you, and you send it love, you send it compassion. You have the intention of releasing it and replacing it with better beliefs that's more supportive of you. Okay? And then obviously there's always going to be, sometimes it's faster to shift your limiting beliefs around more consciously, but other times you're just going to have to push a little bit. Every time it shows up, you push yourself a little bit. But the moment you become conscious of it and it starts to show up in your life again, in those moments, you're going to remember, oh, I'm making this decision because I believe, for example, I am not going to buy a phone right now. I wanted to buy a phone. I want a new phone, but I'm not buying it because every time I look at a phone right now, I see, oh, what's the point? You're not going to be supportive of me delivering my message. And I know that's my limiting belief. So in the moment it shows up, I repeat the same process. I tell myself a different story. I find evidence of my past that have led to a different conclusion. And I set the intention to release. I send love and compassion towards it. Okay. And in doing this and releasing the limiting belief, you shift the energy, the frequency inside your aura, and therefore you will start manifesting things that are more in alignment with yourself. And here's my earphone again dropping. Oh my God. Okay. So that is the second tip that I have for you guys on how to work with the information and energy inside your aura to start shifting your life, to change your life, to magnetize different experiences into your life. Okay. And that leads us to my third tip, which is around chakra blocks. Chakra blocks. Okay. You probably, if you follow me, you probably know you have chakras, and you probably have heard that chakras sometimes can have blocks. And blocks in your chakras are nothing but limiting beliefs and emotional wounds, unresolved emotions from your past. Okay. So even though I'm making it here a separate thing, you can apply something similar to your limiting beliefs. However, beliefs are mostly from the mind, and chakra blocks can also come from your emotion and not just from beliefs. So first of all, it's important to know which chakra stands for what, because each chakra in your body specific aspect of your life. And this is information that's spread out in the internet. So, sorry, I'm just seeing here a comment on YouTube. Someone's joining me here to watch on YouTube because it's easier to watch me on actual TV. That's really funny. Thank you for sharing. Drop me any questions, guys, if you have questions about the stuff that I'm sharing with you. But you can find out online which chakra rules in your life. So, for example, your root chakra, which is located at the base of your spine, is related to stability and foundation in your life. Okay, it's about having the basic needs met. It's about having the work, the money, the house, the food, the water, the friendships. Okay, the basic needs of a human being are related to the first chakra, which is the root chakra. So how do you go about in identifying blocks that you might have on that chakra? You pick the theme from it. Let's take it as an example, the root chakra around stability and foundation. You're going to write a list. Again, you're going to write a list of everything you believe about stability, foundation in your life. It can be broad, like I believe stability is hard to accomplish. It's hard to get there. It's difficult. It takes a lot of work. That is a belief. You can find things as I'm never sure if I'm going to have enough money to pay my bills. That's another belief. Okay. All of these things, they are all blocks in your first chakra. Okay. But it goes beyond that. It goes into your emotional state, emotional wounds. So what you want to look for here is, where is this belief coming from and what is the emotion behind it? Okay. Maybe as a child, your parents had a hard time paying their bills and it really made you feel like helpless, like you wanted to help them, but you were a child, so you couldn't. So there's this emotion that built it up inside of you and got stuck in there, and you haven't worked through it. And it's just there, and that is creating the block in your chakra. Okay. So here, more than just the belief, you want to look at the emotion that is behind the belief. Okay. So if you feel it's really hard to make friends, or you're not really good at making friends, there's pain in there. There's pain from not having enough friends, or not being accepted. Okay. And you need to tap into that pain, into that emotion, to that fear, whatever is the emotion you find behind that belief. You need to tap into it to release it. You need to feel it. Most of us try to avoid our emotions our entire life, but our emotions are our best guide in our life. If we listen to them carefully, they are there to really, really guide us and point us the way and show us what we have to work on and show us what we need to release and tell us what to do even. Okay. So whenever you feel, human beings in general, whenever we feel pain, anger, or whatever we consider to be a low emotion, the low part of our emotional wave, we tend to resist looking at it. We tend to resist sitting with it and just feeling it through completely. And it's so, so difficult sometimes because we feel that emotion can just overtake us, and we're going to cry, and we're going to feel overwhelmed, we're going to feel really sad, and we don't want to feel sad. We want to have fun, we want to be happy. But for as long as you have that block, you will have the belief. And for as long as you have the belief, you will be attracting that same experience into your life. So the moment that you allow yourself to sit with that emotion, to feel it all the way through, eventually it will disappear. And that means your belief will start to change more easily. And that means you change the frequency of your aura. And then your aura, which is your magnet, will start attracting different experiences into your life. Okay, so this is another way in which your aura can change your life if you do decide to put in some work and help it out a little bit. Okay, I have a question here. How often shall we clean our aura, and how do we do it? Okay, I shared at the beginning here, there are ways that you can do it consciously and unconsciously. What I'm sharing here with you is cleansing your aura, because your aura is made of your mental body and your emotional body. So whenever you work on either of those, you are shifting the frequency of your aura. You are releasing stagnant energy or low vibrational energy, and that cleanses your aura. Okay. My experience tells me that whenever you do it from a conscious point of view, you create better results in your life. Whereas if you just do it as, I'm just gonna smudge some sage and burn some Palo Santo, that gives you a sense of relief, but it doesn't shift the frequency of your aura so much that you start to magnetize into your life the things that you really, really want. Okay? So becoming aware of what are the frequencies that you have inside of you, the beliefs, the unresolved emotion that is there, the emotional wound that was not healed. When you become aware of it, you know what you have to do. You have to release that. And once you release that, you shift the frequency of your aura, you cleanse part of your aura, and then you're more free to attract and magnetize different experiences into your life. And the more inner work you do in this sense, the more shifts you can accomplish, the more changes your aura can magnetize into your life. Okay. So any mindset work, any emotional healing, any energy healing, any spiritual healing, whether it's done by you or with the help of someone else, you are cleansing your aura. Okay. Because your aura is you, and you are a complex and multidimensional being. Okay, so there's not just one way of doing it. You're multidimensional. There's many, many ways in which you can do it. Do you guys have questions? I'd like to answer them if you do. And yes, it takes some work. You need to sit down and really look at things or meditate on things, but it can be done through a conscious path, a conscious way. And then again, you may fall back into old patterns, but once you do, then you are aware that you have them. And the moment that you need them, they just pop in your head. And you're like, oh, I'm operating from a limiting belief here. So let me try and change it. Oh, I have an emotional wound here. So let me note it down and work on it when I have time. Okay. It gives you a chance. It gives you a chance to make a different choice, a choice that you can start working on whatever's holding you back and shift it around. In order for you to magnetize a better life for yourself. So there is also a way to speed things up a little, and that is when you couple the understanding of it with a technique to cleanse it from a higher frequency. Because as multidimensional beings, levels of frequency, okay? And the mindset is actually not so high. So when you push yourself to change things in your life with your mind, it takes a long time. It consumes a lot of your energy. It drains you a bit, and you sort of need to be policing yourself. Am I doing it again? Am I not doing it again? Is this happening? Okay, so it's a process that takes longer. But to do that faster, it's when you couple a cleanse from a higher frequency with the conscious awareness of what the block is in you. And this is where my aura readings come in. They come in because through your aura, any information can be accessed. Not only what we've seen here, the tips that I shared with you today, and it can be accessed in an easy way for the reader, but there's also guidance that comes through sometimes on things that you have to take action. And there's a cleanse that happens in the background, and this cleanse that happens in the background happens at a high frequency, which means it's easier for you. Okay, it's easier, and it will have a ripple effect in your mental, in your emotional, and then in your physical life, because the frequency of your aura will start to change and magnetize new things into your life that are more in alignment with you. Okay. How to cleanse our heart on our own. So you just take what I mentioned on cleansing chakras. Okay. So you figure out the the area of your life which your heart chakra rules, which is basically unconditional love. You write down a list of every belief that you have around unconditional love, and you find the emotion that created that belief. Okay, is there an emotional wound, a pain from the past? You tap into that pain, you feel that pain, you feel the emotion all the way through, and you will start to release it. When you resist the emotion, it's when it gets stuck in your energy field, it gets stuck in your aura, it gets stuck in your chakra, creates a block, and then it keeps attracting more of those experiences into your life that you do not want to go through. Okay. So by tapping into the emotion and feeling it and releasing it, then you will start attracting different things into your life because you release the power of the emotion, you release the block from your heart in this case, for any chakra. So this can be applied to any chakra. So getting back here to what I was mentioning about aura readings, there's a bunch of information that it's possible to tap into through aura readings. And that includes soul contracts, past lives, consciousness stage, chakra blocks, stability pillars in your life, limiting beliefs, challenges, communication with your higher self, alignment with your higher self. So it's a little bit of what I do on my live readings here on Instagram. I try to bring pieces of my readings there and do mini readings for everybody who shows up. And this method that I use for aura readings has been recently upgraded. Let me explain you what I mean by that. Hi, everybody who's joining me here. Do crystals help in healing and cleansing? They help change your frequency. They help change your frequency, but without really consciously releasing what's there, it's a little bit hard. It's like the crystals are more in a harmonizing space rather than really finding the core of the issue and releasing it so that you're free once and for all. Okay. So basically that is done through meditation. You can do it consciously. It doesn't necessarily have to be through meditation, but I would invite you to, I'm going to save this video, so I would invite you to go back and really listen to everything I said from the beginning, because I believe you arrived a little bit later. And I explain how you can do multiple things here from a conscious standpoint, which does not necessarily involve meditation. Okay, it can be though. So I have recently upgraded this method through which I do aura readings. Aura readings was the very first thing I started doing as an energy reader and healer, and I was using someone else's technique to deliver them. So if you had an aura reading with me a while back, you know that I was making this analogy with a rose, where I could see that your present moments were the petals, your limiting beliefs were the thorns, your stability were the roots of the rose. But all of that has changed now because I've allowed myself to step up and channel another method which allows for a deeper cleanse. Okay. I'm just seeing a comment here. I have already done an aura reading with you earlier. How helpful will it be to go again? That depends. Okay, here's my perspective and from the feedback I have from my clients. Aura readings are general. They can be applied to any purpose. So if you want to have an aura reading to find out which blocks you have around work and release them, you can. If you want to find out about relationships, you can. Okay. So it depends on how fast you want to move through your life, because the cleanse that an aura reading does, it comes from a higher level, a higher frequency, which means it's going to be easier for you to have that ripple effect and to create change in the physical. I have clients who have an aura reading every month for several months because they feel it helps them so much to gain clarity and just shift things and move forward. And then there's others who feel they need more time in between readings, and that is okay. So you need to really respect your own rhythm, your own need for change or not changing, okay? Because if you did have a reading from me, you know that for an hour, I'm going to sit in front of you and I'm going to bomb you with information, okay? it can be a little bit overwhelming. And there's always the need to sit with that information, really process it through. So getting readings, getting more than one reading a month is too much from my experience and perspective. Okay. So it really depends on you. If you're experiencing specific blocks in your life, if you need to get clarity around something specific, if you need to make a big decision and you don't know what to, if you're experiencing a lot of challenges in your relationship, if you're experiencing a lot of challenges in your work, like any block or any stuck thing that you feel in your life, all the readings can help you with that. It can really help you with that. Okay. And they're really powerful. And like I was mentioning, I have recently made changes to it. So I am no longer making the analogy with the rose, because the method I am using now, it goes deeper. It allows me to be more flexible in the ways that I'm seeing. Whenever I see a block, I can already pinpoint where it's coming from. Whereas in my old method, I had to wait until I reached the section where I could find the why. Okay, so it's more flexible, more dynamic. It does access the same type of information, but it does provide a deeper cleanse. And I can tell you that with this new method, the results are a little bit more intense. I've had clients reach out to me after 10 days and tell me, I was just listening to the recording, because with every reading, there's an audio recording. There's so much information. I was listening to the recording now. It's been 10 days, and I do not recognize the person that came in for the reading. I do not have those fears anymore. I am not the same person. Okay. So aura readings really do shift your frequency and shift the frequency of your aura. And if you're not afraid of something, you're free to take action. If you're free to take action, you're free to create results. Okay. And it will be magnetizing different experiences for you too. So that is the purpose of the aura readings that I do. Not only they grant you information, but they do a big cleanse on the blocks that show up, and it shifts your frequency very fast with less work from your behalf, so that you can start to feel better with yourself, more free, and start magnetizing experiences into your life that really resonate with you and with the person that you truly want to be. Okay. So there's a bunch of different outcomes my clients experience, such as emotional relief, manifesting things more specifically. I can share with you my own experiences, because before I was an aura reader, I knew people who were aura readers and I wasn't. And I was going for aura readings, and I had one life-changing, completely life-changing experience with one reading. My life was stuck. I couldn't get a PhD that I really, really wanted, and I couldn't really find a way to get my life unstuck. I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get a PhD. Everything was just stopped for months. I had been trying for a year to get a PhD, and I just couldn't. So I went for a reading, and the reading, I set that intention for the reading. I want to know why, and I want to release everything that is making my life stuck right now. I want to move forward. And that reading really told me that the issue was that I was choosing to remain in my country out of the fear of not being near the people I loved. And I was choosing to be with them instead of following my dream. In that moment, I realized my dream really was about exploring the world. And in that moment, I made a decision. I decided to give myself permission to follow my dream. And it changed. In less than 6 months, my life changed. And like, I had a reading the next month. I was already having interviews, multiple interviews. And I couldn't, for the past year before the reading, I was trying, and there was nothing happening. Okay. So one aura reading got me to start and be accepted onto a European PhD, which led me to multiple countries, and it was a lifetime experience that I absolutely, absolutely love. Okay, so that is how much one reading can shift for you. If you're really true to want to get in there, set a specific intention and be willing to, if anything comes up as to something that you still have to do after the reading, like be willing to take on that work and to do that, because it creates such a powerful transformation in your life. And this reading that I'm mentioning here that changed my life was with the old method. The one that I'm applying now, it creates a deeper cleanse, okay? So it's even more powerful. And I don't know if you guys have been following me. I see some new faces here, and I'm going to upload this video, so it's probably going to reach some new faces also. I'm doing things differently here now on as the way that I am making bookings and so on. I am now only making bookings for 1 week every month. Okay. Aside from that week, I'm not booking anyone. And there's a very good reason for that. So today, as of right now, I'm opening bookings for aura readings and aura readings only. And I do have other types of readings which I can do, but right now, for this week and for the next month, I will only do aura readings with this new method. And I did upgrade the prices on aura readings as well, because I've upgraded the method. However, I am opening for bookings here with an offer, a discount, okay? For those of you who would like to book a reading with me, an aura reading with me, for the next week, which is the only time I will be open for bookings, you can get a 30% discount when you use the coupon code AR30 on my website, okay? In YouTube, there's a link below with the access page for the aura readings, and on Instagram, you can access it from my link in bio. And when you reach the purchase section, it says coupon code. If you enter AR30, it will automatically assume a discount over there. So instead of being 120 euro, it goes down to 84 euro. And with every reading, you always get an audio recording that you get to keep for yourself. And you also get extra time after the reading for some coaching on something that you still may need, or to clarify anything you may need on the readings. But let me tell you this, my readings are not about predicting the future. They are not about that. Your future keeps changing constantly depending on the frequency that your aura has. So why not just focus on finding those blocks, finding those low frequencies, releasing them, and just allow your aura to shift and allow your aura to bring you better experiences for your future. Okay, that's my line of work. That's what I do. So aura readings will not tell you about the future. They will tell you the why you're going through certain experiences and how you can shift them. And the cleanse happening in the background will also help you release all of those blocks a lot more easily. But they will not predict your future. And they are not about, how to say this, they are not about reading you together with someone else. So a lot of I've been getting a lot of messages asking me to read the relationship of someone. This is not what aura readings are about. They're about you, okay? There will be soul contracts that show up there, but it's always with the goal in mind of shifting your frequency so that you can have a better life, okay? I'm seeing a comment here. Can I book that for my sister? Yes, absolutely. You can do that. No problem. I'll be glad to help you out with that. So let me just recap things here for you. And if you still have questions about my readings or aura readings or anything I've said here today, you can drop me a message and I'll answer your questions while I'm here. So with an aura reading, the type of information that can be accessed is higher self guidance, alignment to higher self, communication with your higher self, your challenges and how to overcome them, limiting beliefs, your stability pillars, your soul contracts, your past lives, your consciousness stage, and your chakra blocks. Okay. During 1 hour, I channel all of this for you. You don't have to tell me anything. I'm just going to sit and I'm going to talk. Okay. I will record all of that for you. You get an audio recording, and after that, You can keep it for as long as you want. And we also have coaching after the reading. So I can clarify anything for you, give you a little bit more guidance on anything that you may need after the reading. So we have an extra 30 minutes for coaching there. And I am only doing bookings for aura readings this week, starting today. Okay, 1 week, 7 days to book aura readings. And then I will close bookings, and they will only reopen probably in 2 or 3 months. Okay, I'm not exactly sure, but 2 or 3 months from now, it's the only other opportunity you're going to get to schedule an aura reading with me. And if you do decide to purchase an aura reading this a discount of 30% when you use the coupon code AR30 on the checkout altogether, AR30. Purchasing link on YouTube is right below here, and on Instagram you can access this from my link in bio. You can also send me a DM, and I'll be happy to assist you in the process and help you out with anything that you need or answer any of your questions. You're also free to drop them here right now during this live. And I don't know, do you have more questions for me? This is really, our readings are really about pushing things forward faster in an easier way, with meeting less resistance in your life, okay? They really provide such a relief and such clarity. And if you have been attending my live readings, and if you've been getting those free readings on Instagram, then you know the type of information that I channel, you know if it resonates with you or not. And that's basically what I do on my one-on-one sessions and readings. I just go all in for an hour. I do not stop talking, and I just go inside your energy and I pick it apart. I see the blocks, I cleanse them, and I go on and on and on. I non-stop, okay? The soul contracts exist till your lifetime. Soul contracts exist outside of time. There are soul contracts that are valid throughout multiple lifetimes. There are soul contracts that are shorter and they only last for a few days, okay? There are soul contracts that are very long and only last for one lifetime, but there are also contracts that last for about multiple lifetimes. My dog's really upset. I'm sorry about that. Kita, Vinka. Okay, there's lightning right now outside. So she's really upset. Poor girl. Kita, I'm getting a message here on Instagram that says, will I get married before June? I just explained here, I do not do future predictions. I focus on finding your blocks and releasing them, okay? And I'm not doing readings today. I am delivering a webinar. I'm explaining how you can work with your aura to start shifting your own life without the need of being an energy reader or healer. And I'm also announcing that I am opening up for bookings on aura readings for this week only with a discount. If not, then bookings are closing and they will only reopen in a few months. And I believe that's it. I had to share with you guys. If you're watching the replay, also feel free to contact me through email or DM, wherever you're watching me. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have and guide you in the process here, okay? So I don't see any other comments or questions, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna thank you all for taking the time and being here with me today. I really appreciate you. I am really, really happy to see that some of you really do take the time to learn to change your life, to improve your life, to work with yourself, because